So I had this impulsive thought to reply to Rumi's poetry, and then I kind of sat and started to have a conversation with Rumi, a ghost essentially, but Rumi's now my imaginary friend. I love Rumi. My intention was to understand the meaning of his poems, as well as hopefully having my own material and poems to compose later for an album. I thought the best way for me to understand what's inside the book was to essentially have a conversation with it. But at its true form, I felt like it's really just storytelling. Eventually, all I wanted to do all day was just sit in the cafe where I'd hang out on my own and just sit there with whatever cheap drinks I could afford on the day and just write and talk to Rumi. And from that, I came to the conclusion that poetry demands for a response. And I kind of just allowed my imaginations to just explore this idea. And another thing, while I was reading, I felt like I couldn't read the whole poem in just one go and then give my reply. It was like I couldn't ever break the mystery like that for myself. I had to take it like sentence by sentence, And doing that, it felt like a real exchange was taking place. It's like I had complete faith that a revelation was just like waiting for me at the end of that poem. It's all gonna make sense. And so I just had to be patient and just take my time, because the most important thing for me was to, just to write a complete thought of my own. And I kind of imagined it as, like a WhatsApp conversation, like just sitting there and truly pondering over, how should I respond to this message, or in my context, to that line in his poem. I'd be looking out the window, as every writer probably does, and being like, what does he mean? Well, what's he trying to say? So I was persistently writing every day to Rumi, just so I'd have something to do, I guess.
What's my vape? My vape little.
So by the end of the poem, it'd be like an epiphany. And so I made this plan that I'm going to take my replies very seriously, because to me, it's like I wanted to reply to every single poem in his anthology and then make it into an album and a collection of my own. So this impulse of thought to reply to Rumi that I'd been having suddenly just, felt like an invite. And so I made the decision to take my time and just write and complete my conversation with Rumi. And yeah, so I just had this kind of like burning desire suddenly, where I can't fully comprehend why, but I just had this gut instinct that I needed to complete this. So yeah, I was taught to take the road less traveled. I've written all my replies, and now I'm producing the album. And the title holder for this project is